Hello everyone, Latif Smith here, and this is my week 2 presentation on theory in motion. An overview of this presentation, I will be going over a theory from our original theorist that still works today, as well as one that needs some adjustments. The theory that works I will be reviewing is bureaucracy, and it will be related to the situation related to Gavin Newsom and being the state of California's governor. As the state of California's governor, Gavin Newsom is at the top of the hierarchy of authority within the state, and listed here is his organizational chart, which places out everyone's authority within the agency. He's at the top with the two listed below, which are probably his closer advisors, followed by everybody else in their departments. This mixes in with task specialization, as each person has been assigned a duty and a task, and their name is labeled with the position that they hold, which kind of goes ahead and describes their job duties, such as like an IT specialist. The selection process for these positions may either be appointed or may be appointed or hired in, through a interview process. So they go ahead and get these positions, and they are hired off of merit and their experience. So they do have an education and a background within the positions that they do hold. There's also formal rules and regulations that go ahead and create unity and cohesion within the organization to prevent favoritism. So everyone is held to the same standard within their departments, and then Gavin Newsom is the one who oversees them. So I believe bureaucracy and its system still works today, and this theory was by Max Weber. A theory that needs some changing is actually Woodrow Wilson's dichotomy. This is the separation between politics and administration. This theory needs some adjustment because in the realm of democratic accountability, the checks and balances would lie within, politics being separate from administration. So the politics creates the policies, as well as the administration carries them out. In a perfect world, this would be separated, and it would create a system of checks and balances. But as we can see from the governor's office, Gavin Newsom and company, there's always going to be a push and pull for that democratic accountability, and the separation between politics and administration is very thin. Especially during the global health pandemic, we found that both were intertwined as it was financially related. Gavin Newsom also had to get, or he didn't have to, but he did have to go through a recall election because those bidders who were backing him, as well as some of the people, didn't feel he was actually out for our best interests, and such things came about due to him being the policy setter and not always following the policy. So we would assume that the governor would be a law-abiding citizen by the policies that he makes. But since he's not the administrator of them, he's a human. He may also go to not follow them. This separation The separation between administration and politics becomes skewed when there's an addition of outside influences that are related to the media, as well as financial backing. These backings really set the precedent on which way the politics are going to go, as they're getting educated by another outside source, because the governor and his office, they didn't know the best thing to do with the COVID-19 pandemic, because they're not health professionals. So they did have to get guidance from the CDC, allowing them and telling them how to govern it, which then created the policies, which would then be rather strict, keeping us all indoors, causing the police to get involved. So with this all being intertwined and people having to put their lives on the line, when they may or may not deem it necessary, makes it very difficult to see the separation between politics and administration, as they overlap heavily. So I do believe that Woodrow Wilson's theory of the dichotomy does need some adjustments, and it needs to add a layer of checks and balances that can be held within democratic accountability, with more inclusion of the opportunities and things that may come into play that weren't seen, before he passed in 1920. This concludes my presentation, and thank you all for listening.